Thank you for buying this 10162 glass countertop showcase from Fixture Displays. These are all the components. In this video, we're going to show you step-by-step instructions how to assemble this unit. This is the base and hardware, brackets, lock, back panel, left and right panel, they are identical. And this is the top door panel and two shelves. To begin assembly, we want to put the glides on the bottom of the base. There are nuts already embedded in the board. All you need to do is fasten these 4 feet with the small machine screws. In addition to countertop version, we also have floor counters, item number 10111, 119956, and 10122. Now we're going to put a couple of 3-sided brackets or 3-hole brackets in a bag. I'm going to fasten this screw just loosely, enough to hold it, but definitely not super tight, because we will be needing to move that slightly to make sure they line up with the glass properly. On the front end, we're going to use the corner brackets that are 2 holes or 2-sided. Remember, on the top, they are very similar. Right next to this front bracket, there is a hole. You may want to do the insert earlier in the stage. We're going to cover that later in the video so you understand what I'm talking about. Now these screws, we want to use a silicone washer, just like that. Now we're going to work on the back end. I'm going to insert the back panel into the groove in the back, and make sure left and right they are properly centered and they will not be in the way of the side panels. I'm going to line up the holes and then fasten this screw. You do not want to over tighten, just snug enough. Now we're ready to set up the side panels. It's the exact same process. See, that's why we keep the brackets loose at this moment, and we're going to do a final fastening once everything is together. Once you get the hang of it, it's fairly straightforward. If you have any questions, feel free to email us cs@charliesam@fixturedisplays.com. Let me also introduce you acrylic countertop display options. We have 14604, 14603. Those are nice 24-inch tall or about displays. Also, I recommend 18622 along with the small unit 20,000. This is how the 3-sided bracket work on the very top. We're actually going to attach those to the glasses first and then to the top panel. Make sure you watch the glass spacing. Fine-tune those if necessary so that when all assembled they are proper. Like I mentioned, the front end always use the two-sided bracket. Now we're going to put on the top. Remember the side with a lock latch that face front or forward. And take your time to make sure the glass are properly embedded into the grooves. And then we're going to fasten the brackets to the ceiling. Now we're going to work on the shelf dowels, and we're going to use one screw from the outside and then a dowel on the receiving end to fasten. Likewise, we're going to repeat the same for the other positions. The shelves are not adjustable. However, you can take off one shelf to make space for taller articles if you so desire. I encourage you to browse fixturedisplays.com for other products and services we have to offer. This is a stopper piece for the door. I'm going to simply insert that. And these are the door hinges. They are pressure fit, so take your time and pressure fit that inside. That's why I mentioned it would be nice to do that first before we assemble those. As you can see, it did require some force. So please consider insert those before we assemble the top and bottom. Now let's work on the door. The door panel uses two hinges, one on top and on the bottom. You're going to need to use a washer, a plastic washer, on the end where washer or two on the end where the screws are. And then you're going to fasten the screws. Again, when working with the glass, this is important to be very sensitive. Watch how much force you use because you can easily break that with a screwdriver. You just want to make sure it doesn't move, but definitely not over tighten. On the bottom hinge, we simply insert that first, and then we're going to slide the door into it, and then fasten. Now we're going to fit the hinge to the top panel, and then holding that in position, slide it into the bottom hinge. Again, we're going to carefully put the washers in, and then fasten the two screws on the inside. When working with a lock, you want to make sure the edge position is about 0.7 or 3/4 of an inch, so that when you turn the lock, the latch or the tongue goes into the slot on the top panel or the ceiling properly. So you want to tighten just ever so slightly to hold the washer in place, but not tight enough yet because you might need to adjust. So test that, make sure the tongue when activated goes into the slot with no obstruction. There is some play in the room about 1/8 of an inch, so you have some margin for error. Try 3/4 of an inch. If necessary, fine tune that. If it's just right, then you can go ahead fasten. Again, do not over tighten. At this time, you are at liberty to fasten all the screws at the very bottom because they're already in position. Now we're going to give you some dimensions. Left to right, we have 12 inches front to back. We have about 13 inches and the overall height is 27 inches. A correction, front to back is 14 inches. This unit weighs about 38 pounds. We now put it on spinner. The spinner is not part of the purchase. If you wish to acquire a spinner, you can contact us or order online. Part number is 16976. To use the spinner, you are going to want to remove the feet or not install the feet. Each lock comes with 2 keys, and if you lose your key, feel free to contact us. We'll be happy to order them for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like us, subscribe, remember leave a good seller feedback and product review. Thank you.